invented the ultimate portal in motivation, advice, and information. My name is Dr. Mark, and today we're going to talk about plateaus. I have a message here that I received in my inbox from Tom the other day. He asked, Mark, I've been training for 2 years now and gained a lot of muscle, but now I am stuck and cannot seem to progress anymore. What do you suggest? So we're going to talk about that. Many things about plateaus. One thing about the human body when it comes to working out is that the body adapts to stress very rapidly, and it's very efficient at doing that. So the whole objective behind training is to always try to offset that by doing different things, modifying your workout, and making periodic changes. Not only that, a lot of things that people don't consider in terms of plateaus is recovery. You know, some people actually overtrain, they do too much volume, or they work the muscle group too frequently throughout the week, or they do a lot of repetition. In other words, you do the same exercises over and over. For example, you go into the gym, you see a lot of people, for instance, heavy compound movements. For example, let's say the conventional bench press. I see a lot of guys, every time I look at bench pressing, and they think they've done chest. Well, the problem with any exercise that's done continuously and repetitively is the fact that in addition to adapting to the stress, it causes a lot of undue repetitive trauma to the joints, connective tissues, and cartilage. And so after a while, the body will start to rebel in the way that you will start noticing pain, discomfort, and after a while, it will set you up for the stage for a possibility of an injury. And so what happens is that after a while you go into a rut because you don't look forward to your training anymore. It's very painful, it's very uncomfortable. So at that point in time, a lot of people, they simply don't know what to do. They don't know why they're stalling, they don't know why they're not getting any stronger. And that's exactly the reason why, because they hit a plateau because of doing repetition. Not only because the joints are screaming out, but because of the repetitive application, whereby now the body's already adapted to that stress, and it will no longer respond. It will cease to respond under those conditions. So the best way to offset that is to basically do what I call a heavy light protocol. And what that means, we want to stagger the workout with workout A and workout B. And that's what I highly recommend for my clients, for example, people that I advise and that I train. For example, on workout A, which might be a heavy day, let's say for chest, for example, you might start out with a heavy compound movement, whereby you warm up real thoroughly, you pyramid up, and at that point, now you're ready to maybe do a final set with relatively heavy weight for relatively low repetitions, but you're in the safe zone because you've already done a few sets preceding with high repetitions working up to that. You might do a drop set at the end, followed up with your other heavy chest movements of more of an explosive nature, and maybe finishing up with an isolation movement at the end. And then for workout B, you would do more of a lower grade chest movement, for example. Higher reps, more methodical, more controlled movements, and exercises that are more, more modified in terms of isolating the muscle more to give the joints and connective tissue a chance to recuperate, recover from the repetitive stress. But not only that, just to kind of shake things up a little bit so that the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing, so that the muscle can have a little bit of exposure to different kind of resistance. You know, I know a lot of people, they feel that when they train, they need to basically throw everything at the muscle but the kitchen sink. They need to work the muscle at every possible conceivable angle. And I disagree. You know, for example, if guys are on the field training for NFL, I'm sure that there's probably, and I don't know anything about the way to train for football, but let's assume there's 20 different types of training applications that they do. They're not going to go in the field and do every one of those training drills and lifting and sleds and scrimmaging or whatever it is they do. They're going to do things selectively at certain times of the week. They're going to do a little of this, a little of that, a little of that. It's the same thing with working out. You don't do 7, 8 exercises on muscle groups so that you make sure you haven't left anything on the table, because there's so much overlap and indirect effect with the muscle that if you do 2 to 3 exercises, do very thoroughly, and kind of be selective in the way that you determine which exercises to use to work the muscle comprehensively from the right perspective. But at the end of the day, so to speak, at the end of the week, if you're doing a workout day with different movements, you will have totally affected that muscle very thoroughly and comprehensively without having to overkill on any one specific day. So we've touched on, recovery too. What was another thing I want to discuss? Time. I think I touched a little bit about frequency. People work in the muscle group too often. Now, when I was younger in my competitive days, I worked each muscle group twice a week. Now, I made pretty good progress, not because of what I did, but in spite of what I did. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't have worked the muscles as frequently. I would have cut back to once every 5, 6 days, even 7 days, kind of the way I do now. Because again, so much indirect effect with the other exercises that can inadvertently affect other muscle groups. So with that, time is also a factor. You don't want to overtrain. You don't want to train with too much frequency. You have to allow your body enough recovery so that you look forward to the workout. That you're never hitting a point where it becomes no fun anymore. At that point, your body's kind of telling you something, it's talking to you, that maybe you're pushing the envelope a little bit much. But here's another thing. It's possible to overtrain and undertrain at the same time. For example, I mentioned back in those days I'd work each muscle group twice a week. However, for every given workout, I was leaving a lot on the table. For example, probably doing adequate number of sets, volume-wise, doing some good fundamental effective exercises, but maybe in some areas not taking it to the limit in terms of intensity. Maybe going to a positive failure where there was more that I could have done to even enhance it and take it to the next level. So in fact, even though I was working the muscle frequently, more than enough twice a week, which is probably too much, but on the other hand, not working the muscle is adequately and comprehensively enough at that given time to thoroughly affect the individual muscle fibers to the bone. And so, again, there's so many variables when it comes to recovery as it applies to hitting plateaus and sticking points and barriers that there's just a lot to discuss. And I just want to let you know, if you guys like the video, if there's anything that you out there enjoy, guys and girls, please feel free to inbox me with a question. I plan on having these interactive videos twice a week. And so this is Dr. Mark P. signing off. And remember, it's all in the mind.